Okay, what's going on? LBHT crew B, what is going on?
As you can see, what's going on is we have a very special guest today who looks thrilled to be here.
He does. What is going on? Our guy Hendo from the Rogue Pod. Go check it out. Make sure you are subscribed. Look at that fancy artwork right there. Okay, that's one of the hottest Ravens podcast / YouTube channels out there in the game right now. Also, he delves into some NBA talk and just everything that's popping out there. Hendo, what's going on with you, man?
Not much. I'm feeling real good right now. I just had a Stromboli. Like, I'm feeling really good.
A Stromboli.
No goddamn Stromboli.
I still got half of it.
You got a Stromboli with no cheese and meat?
Yes.
It was a strong Voli. He had a strong Voli, not a strong Voli. He had the vegan version of it.
My man wrapped up a salad and some dough. Like, what are we doing there?
Come on, man. So disrespectful. Shout out to all my vegans out there. I ain't hating because every now and then you guys come up with some stuff that's on point. Okay. Just you ain't gotta try so hard, man. You gotta try so hard to be cool.
This is what I'm saying. Like, it is disrespectful to call that a Stromboli. It's real disrespectful.
But all right, look, the chat's filling up here. Just Allo, what's going on? Just Allo says, "Hello, LBHT crew. Welcome to the best show in town, even though I fall asleep halfway through with my old ass."
Also, Just Allo.
Look, Just Allo, we're no different. I take a nap right before the show. Okay. And if I don't get my nap in, you get cranky, Jose. Okay. Zao Martinez, what's going on?
What's up, Zao?
We got our guy Buck from Arizona Armchair Sports. Says, "Hey crew, what's going on? What's going on? Living big with Big Reg is in the house. What's good, everybody? Big Reg was that your first live stream, Big Reg, last night?
Second.
Salute to you.
He didn't do a live stream last night because he didn't tell nobody.
He didn't tell nobody.
So,
I put it out there. I got you, Big Reg. I put it in our promotions tab.
He also has another one. He knows.
Yeah,
he knows. Tonight.
Yeah, Jeremy, what's going on? Thanks for coming through. Jeremy. Our newest patron to Lunch Break Hot Take, to Rogue Pod, and Open Mic with OTR Mike. Salute to you, Chocolate Lady Cap. We really appreciate the support. Thank you. I got Coach Evans from Sip to Tally Films. Good afternoon. It's technically evening over here. It's evening over here. Thanks for coming through. Raven Ron says, "What up, LBHT? Salute to you." Willie Seabon, what's going on? Speaking of Open Mic with OTR Mike, there's the guy right there. What's going on, Mikey? What's up, man? Big Red says tonight is not possible. That's okay. Come over here, hang out with us. And he said it's not possible because he wants to be part of the Overtime Show. Okay. And where can you find the Overtime Show? Patreon.com/LBHT Show. All right. Look, it's a slow time of the year, right? Sports wise. Lamar just showed up to OTAs, but all this noise about him not showing up to practice is a big deal. Now that he's here, you guys are realizing that OTAs do not matter. Okay. It's a voluntary workout. It doesn't mean anything. Not for somebody like Lamar, at least.
And every one of those stories said he needs to be there to build chemistry with his receivers who aren't there.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that. I like Harbaugh's response. Harbaugh basically said, "So what?" Right? But I like what he had to say today at his press conference. I caught it. Yolanda B, what's going on? Salute to you. Thanks for coming through. Yes, we are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. So make sure you are hitting that like button wherever you're at, hitting that follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Did I pin the link? I did pin the link. Yes. We do super chats two ways here. Okay. One, that pin link that you see in the chat box. That's for our Stream Elements page. Also, right below Hendo, to the side of Hendo, to his right, $ LBHT Show. That is the Cash App. Both ways, leave your donation, leave your comment, and you get a nice little animation popping up right there. Microphone Man will salute you with the raised fist. All right. And if you're listening on audio, thank you very much. This will be Thursday around noon. So I hope you're enjoying your lunch. Make sure you leave a 5-star review. All right. We're picking up steam on the audio side. All right. So if you listen to audio podcasts, tell your friends. Okay, tell your friends. Some people they can't get on YouTube at work, right? Or they're driving, and they can't really just pull it up. Pull up the audio. Pull up the audio podcast. Check it out. The Road Pod as well. Okay, you need some things to listen to. We got you covered. All right. Listen. Lamar's back, and we need to talk about his finances because that's what the media loves to talk about. We love to talk about how he's fiscally irresponsible, how he does things wrong. I hope some of the Lamar haters are here today. Some of the crowd. I hope they're here today, right? I want to get their opinions on this because you guys know how we feel about it. And if you got a different opinion, that's fine. We'll discuss it. Okay. LeBron James just got swept. And, he's talking about retiring. Okay. Is he going to retire? Is just a ploy to get some help? We'll discuss it. Oh, look at Henda. Henda's so disgusted by LeBron James and his greatness.
I feel like the Lakers got swept.
No. First of all, I'm disgusted and I'm highly upset right now because I don't have basketball to watch right now tonight because LeBron couldn't hit a layup. He let Jamal Murray block a shot.
Yeah, that's what happened. It wasn't the guy who was exclusively a scorer, not scoring any points,
not doing anything. I'm a D'Angelo Russell fan. That hurt me. This whole playoff series, like this series, last series, like he's been off the whole playoffs. And I know he's better than that, man. But whatever.
Is he?
And I don't know what you mean. Anyway, you can still watch Steph and Clay and the boys, right?
There's no basketball tonight.
He's just talking about no basketball tonight
because they couldn't beat LeBron and the Lakers. They couldn't handle D'Angelo and his 4 points a game.
LeBron did his layups in that series. But anyway, what's going on, Tracy? Tracy says, "Hey guys, so glad to be here listening to my favorite guys." Salute to you, Tracy. We really appreciate you. Will G in the house says live from late physical therapy session. What's up, fellas? Ravens Nation. Hey, what's up, Will? You know what, Will? You talking about physical therapy? I was just telling my girl that I should probably go see a doctor about my Achilles. Not Achilles as in one. I'm talking about in both. Okay.
What?
No, it's look, it's everything's fine. Like nothing's torn. I'm just old. Okay. We played a pickup game a few weeks ago, and they've been sore ever since. And I looked it up because I was like, okay, I'm getting a little worried now. It's been a while, and it's still tender down there.
You sure it was a couple weeks ago?
No, it's not a couple weeks. A few weeks ago, like
yes.
before Easter Sunday, right? That Thursday, right before Good Friday, right? Because one of my friends actually tore his Achilles during that game. He had to get surgery. But I looked it up. I was like, man, like, should I be worried? It's like, no, it's soreness. But it could take 2 to 3 months to feel right. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta go get this. Yeah, it's been about 2 months. Yeah, it's been about 2 months. Yeah. Mikey wasn't there, but it was our friend. And
I'm sorry, I need to interrupt you real quick. I apologize, Jose. What in the hell do the Knicks do?
What's up, Saul?
What's up, man? Lakers fans cry. Man, you better get the hell out of here, Saul. Don't make me block you. I ain't ever blocked anybody on this channel, but it's
blocked somebody on my channel.
It's coming for you. I ain't blocked nobody on your channel.
Who was it? Sharon. Was it Sharon or Danity? Sharon. Yeah. For talking about the 49ers.
Yeah, okay, look, so
I didn't block anybody. I sent them to timeout.
Yeah. So Zao says D'Angelo has always been inconsistent from Brooklyn to LA. Come on, y'all. He's just a flashy guy. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I like him, right?
Now do Julius Randle. And RJ Barrett.
Ouch.
And Emmanuel Quickly and lottery pick Obi Toppin.
Oh, ouch.
Oh. No, especially in basketball, you have those guys that you just like, you root for, right? And you know what their place is in the hierarchy, right? I just like D'Angelo Russell, especially at that time where Brooklyn was. I mean, they were coming up from being just trash. We didn't have anything, and for him to turn around his career there, and we had some exciting games there. Yes, he was inconsistent, but yeah, flashy and fun, right? You root for guys like that, and I was just hoping maybe playing with LeBron and the Lakers, he could be in a role where he could be a little bit more consistent. Didn't happen. You know, it is what it is. But you know, I wish better for him. That's all it is, Zaul. Okay. You know, like I know we're lunch break hot take over here. Everything doesn't have to be a hot take. Not yet. Not until we get to the story. Yeah, we got something to talk about. All right, listen. Oh, there's Danity with the sweeps. There she is.
Yes,
with the broom. She got the brooms out.
I'm glad you got them brooms, Andy, because you're about to lose that wrench.
She says, I haven't blocked anyone yet. Just a good time out. Hey, everyone.
What's up, Danny?
That's right.
Didn't you have a message for Danity B?
No, I did not.
Oh, now you want to take it back? Okay.
All right, let's get to the show. Hit that like button. Look, not as many people are going to be here right now. I get it. It's a slow time, okay, and it's not much to talk about. So you're thinking, you know, this is going to be a slow show. No. We got you covered. We got you covered. And the ones that are here will be rewarded later on. Okay, when you're fighting, when you're fighting with those people that want to hit on Lamar because he's not fiscally responsible. We got something for you. We got something for them. Okay, give me a little ammo. All right. But first, we like to start every show with a Black History fact, and B has a Black History fact for you.
And it feels like that ship has sailed because we are deep in the show now. But we'll go ahead and do it anyway. This comes to us courtesy of our good friend Ferris Mathana from Let's Get Ready Network and Let's Get Ready to the highlights. We were kind of talking about we were actually talking about how J.K. Dobbins is probably the third best running back in that division, and we got onto this topic.
Not probably, he is.
I mean, no, probably because he may be fourth. But we got onto this topic about,
and that's not even a diss.
No, it's not. But you know, most people have heard of Tulsa when it was kind of the massacre in Tulsa. People heard of Black Wall Street and all these other exclusively Black towns that existed post Civil War and during Reconstruction and into the early 1900s and everything. But there was one that I'd never heard of, and Ferris brought to my attention. It's down in Floyd County, Georgia. It doesn't exist anymore. There is still the church and a family cemetery there, but it is called Chubbtown. And in 1864, Henry Chubb, who was the second oldest of, I believe, like 8 children, purchased about 120 acres in Floyd County for $900, which, I mean, fantastic deal. It sounds like right now, but it was a ton of money back then. Yeah. But they established Chubbtown. They had their, like I said, their church. They had blacksmith. They had a what do you call it? They had mail service and everything. And they kind of grouped together with some other families. I have the names here. The Sams, the Washingtons, and the Witchers. And at the height of the town, they controlled about 2,500 acres in Floyd County, and it was a thriving Black community. Now, unlike a lot of the others, they weren't destroyed by white mobs or anything like that. In fact, the Union Army passed through, and when they found out that it was a Black town, they just said, "Okay, well, we'll let it be," and they just moved on. But what did happen in 1916 is there was a massive flood that kind of destroyed a lot of the businesses, and that was kind of the end of Chubbtown in terms of people, a lot of people living there and it being a community. Like I said, it does still exist today. They do still have a church there and the cemetery for all of the ancestors and the people, the founders and everyone who came after. And if you don't recognize that name, you probably should. Because the descendants of Chubbtown, or a couple of the descendants of Chubbtown, are actually playing in the NFL right now. Bradley Chubb and Nick Chubb of the Cleveland Browns, and their other cousin, I believe, Brandon Chubb as well. He's a free agent at the moment. But yeah, their family, they moved down south from Carolina, established a Black community in Floyd County, Georgia. A lot of the land was sold off over the years, but they are looking into possibly buying that back and kind of reestablishing that town. If you do want to learn more about it, there was a book written by Dr. Clemmy Watley called "The Chubbs: A Free Black Family's Journey from the antebellum era to the mid 1900s.
Wow. All right. That's a dope Black History fact right there. Zeke Okage, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through. Living Legends in the house. What's going on, Living Legend? Appreciate y'all, man. Andrew, I see you, Andrew. Appreciate you coming through. Yes. All right. Look. Lamar Jackson, guys. Everything. Look. Threat averted. He made it to OTAs. Okay. I know this was. I mean, how dare he, after getting his money, miss voluntary workouts? Yes. How dare he? The nerve, right? He's going to destroy the chemistry of this team. Okay, can you believe that? So that's one narrative. He's back now. Crisis averted. Everybody's back to saying, so what? Right? It's practice. We don't really care about that. What's going on, Static? Appreciate you coming through.
What's up, man?
But I want to go back a little bit, because after he signed his historic deal, was it $260 million? You had so many haters that were mad that he got it done. One, because they just didn't think he was going to get it done because he didn't have a agent, and they just thought he wasn't smart enough. Him and his mom, they're going to mess up this whole thing. They're going to fumble the bag. You had what's his name, Florio, who was just he was steaming mad. He was so mad that the deal got done that he just started putting out the wrong information on his guaranteed money. Right?
What do you mean was?
Well, still is. Yeah. Well, no, he corrected himself. He corrected himself on one of them. I'm sure he put out some more stuff. So even before the contract got done, he wanted to let everybody know how much he's messing up his money. Because did you know he messed up a shoe deal because he didn't have an agent? Did you know that? What's the other idiot's name? Ross Tucker. Ross Tucker. This is where this one narrative came out, that he missed out on $50 million because Ross Tucker doesn't know math. That he missed out on $50 million because Josh Allen signed his extension 2 years prior. So Josh Allen got his money sooner, even though that's not how extensions work. But he didn't know that, and everybody that listened to that ridiculous narrative doesn't know that. So when they're coming to our channel and they're talking about how Lamar Jackson missed out on all this money, and it's money he can't get back. He won't make up the money that Josh Allen has made already, even though he makes more money than Josh Allen. And if they both keep playing at a higher level, because Josh Allen did his deal first and Lamar Jackson will do his deal next, he will continue to make more money than Josh Allen. But hey, you know, what I know, I don't know simple math, I guess. But but I just want to know if there's anybody here, like, how do you guys feel about Lamar now that he signed his deal? I know this is a very pro Lamar crowd. We are a pro Lamar crowd. But if there's anybody that feels like, hey, Lamar could have handled business a little differently, he did leave some money on the table, speak now. Let us know. Let's have a conversation about it. Fellas, Hendo, B, how do you guys feel about this? Like, do you guys feel that Lamar left some? He fumbled the bag somewhat, even though he got this deal. He should have got it done sooner. He could have been making money earlier. Maybe he missed out on some shoe deals. Do you think there's some other things he could have been doing differently?
No, I mean, look, yeah, he could have agreed to less money earlier, and then, you know, he would have gotten patted on the head by all the media and everybody and said, hey, good boy, you know, you didn't make things difficult on your team, blah blah blah. You know, the Jalen Hurts story. But he didn't. He stuck to what he wanted. He forced the team to, now maybe not verbally, maybe not making demands, but he forced the team into making changes that they are uncomfortable making and have not made for the entire time that he's been there, in terms of, you know, getting rid of the offensive coordinator, bringing in wide receivers. So he got he got everything that he, well, I shouldn't say everything that he wanted. I don't know Lamar, but he got all of the things that it would seem that he would want. The upgraded offense, better coaching staff and everything. And then he also got the biggest contract in the history of the NFL. So I feel like he did all right. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with B. For me, it's, should he have just agreed to any deal that they gave him early on for less money? and he would have come out making less then. The part that gets me is, are we talking about the same Ross Tucker, the former NFL Green Bay Packer Ross Tucker?
Yes.
Yes. So what you're telling me is people are going out here listening to a narrative of a former football player that doesn't know business. Just because you played the game doesn't mean you know the game. You don't know the financial aspects of it. You know, people don't want to do the simple math. And listen, I've said this many times. Lamar don't care about the money. Lamar's turned down shoe deals. I'm not going to name the companies, but Just Do It and a couple of others, he's turned them down. He's turned down so many endorsement deals because he doesn't care about the money. He cared about the respect and him controlling his own narrative. People don't want to hear that. I had people stealing my messages talking about Lamar done lost so much money. He's so stupid. I'm like, yo, the dude just signed a $260 million contract, which in turn is literally just 3 years. So in 3 years, he's going to go back to the table again and get another slice of the pie, just like Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco signed his deal, highest paid. 3 years later, highest paid once again. So a lot of people just want to get to the narrative of, oh, I don't want him to succeed without an agent. Because before it was, his mother doesn't know anything. She's not experienced enough to get him a deal. Now that his deal is done, she didn't have any part of it. She had nothing to do with it. I guess y'all didn't see that Michael Jordan movie about his shoe deal.
Yeah, I actually just watched it.
You just watched it? His mother was not an agent, but she had everything to do with building his brand.
Yes.
And none of those people are going to come back and apologize because you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. A lot of people are just upset because you were wrong. We're all wrong.
I don't know how historically accurate the movie is, but like you said, the mom negotiated that deal, and it was Jordan's agent that was saying no one's going to give it to you, right? the agent said, listen, nobody else was going to give him that deal, but the mom said, let me get on the phone with Nike and work this out.
Right.
And she worked it out and made it happen.
She changed the landscape of how athletes make their money. She
Yep.
changed the whole landscape because she was like, I need points.
Yep.
We need money off sales. We don't need just the upfront guaranteed money. We need money off of every sale of every shoe. And the guy was like, oh, we don't do that. That's not how business is conducted. And she pretty much said, if you believe in my son, like I believe in my son, and she told him what he was going to do.
I love that line. I wonder if that was something she actually said, or that's just for the movie.
For the movie, right.
But she was like, a shoe is just a shoe until my son steps in them.
Steps in it.
That was dope. That was dope. Right. That's a mic drop right there. Right?
But she got that from the Nike guy. He told it to her. He told it to her, and she repeated it. I was like, you right. That's dope.
Yeah. Let's read a couple of comments here. I want to see what the people think. Daniel Franklin says the people that were mad about Lamar not being there for voluntary camp are the same ones that were bashing him before he signed the contract. Angry just to be angry. Yep. DDSQ, what's going on? Thanks for coming through.
What's up, Mike?
He says Josh Allen signed an extension that just kicked in. Yes, Lamar left nothing on the table. That's something that people don't understand. People like Ross Tucker, right? First of all, Ross Tucker never even seen that kind of money when he was playing. Nobody in the league was making that kind of money when he was playing. He definitely doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, it is true that Josh got his money earlier. He got his signing bonus as soon as he signed it. But Lamar got a bigger signing bonus, and Lamar's making more annually. So,
yeah. Just Alice says, I'm super happy he held the Ravens' feet to the fire and made them get him some weapons. That's the other part of it too, right? It wasn't just the money. He made them change the whole narrative, right? We're going to get you some wide receivers. They were uber aggressive getting him wide receivers. Some think they're still not done, right? DeAndre Hopkins is still being floated out there as a possibility. That would be crazy to me if they did that, right? But it just goes to show you how quickly they change the mentality. G-Roll, out of here, right? Steve Saunders, out of here. Once Lamar said, I don't like how things are being done around here, I'll just wait. He probably even had to say that much. He's just like, I'll wait. And they're like, well, what's the matter? I'm not ready to sign yet. Then they started doing some real self-reflecting and saying, you're the problem. You got to go. You. Pack your bags. Hey, we took care of the problem. Are we good now? No, we're not good yet. Okay, all right. Odell, how's that knee? Yo, come through. We got back for you. Hey, are we good now? More. Okay. Okay. Which wide receiver do we like here? Zay Flowers? Yeah, let's go ahead and get him. Right? Like that is holding a team accountable, and I'm super glad he did that. Most people don't do that. Yeah. Yes, living legends, speak now or forever hold your L. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the people that that had a problem with it. Look, and be honest, if you feel like he left a little money on the table, yeah, Chris Sims is another one. I'm disappointed in Chris Sims too. I used to like Chris Sims. You know,
he's a follower.
And look, DDSQ. I like this comment because Mahomes at the time had one of the biggest deals in sports. Okay, was it 10 years, 450 mil?
460, I think.
Right, 460 or something like that. Huge deal, right? And me and B said at the time, give it a couple years and it's going to look like a deal, right? Now we're saying he got fleeced. Wait, Mahomes didn't get fleeced because that franchise values him and they're going to redo his deal. Yeah, they're going to make sure he's in line with what everybody else is making. But that goes to show you how much money the league's making, how fast these contracts are growing, and it's absolutely fair to say, this is what I want. If I'm doing my job and my contract comes up, ask for the most money, and the team should be more than happy to give you that because in a couple years, it's going to look like a deal. Yeah. What's up, Nitro? Nitro said Lamar got a lot of what he wanted. Hey, he seemed happy. He signed it. What's going on, man? Well, he says, what's up, Jose? What is the media narrative now with Lamar? We're just going back and talking about how, he missed out on a lot of money and blah, blah, blah. He should have signed earlier. He should have had an agent, all this stuff. Okay. Open mic with OTR Mike says, keeping it a buck, Lamar could be making a ton of money in endorsements, but he chose not to, which is cool. But I want to see the brother cash out as much as he can. All right, cool. So yeah, he maybe he left a little money on the table with that, right? Maybe. Danny says, right now his mother didn't have to have anything to do with it. Right. Yeah. That's the other thing. She didn't have anything to do with it. Yeah, when she was the sole reason people blame for him not getting the deal done quick enough. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And their argument with that is the argument now is she's not his agent. She's his manager. What the hell is this a title? Get over yourself.
Right. She managed the deal. Will G says if the passing games come like we think it will be, Lamar will be a millionaire from the endorsements.
Billionaire.
Yeah, billionaire. Yes. From the endorsements. Literally every company will want him with commercial themes, audio. I did it my way. Watch. Yeah. I think no, go ahead.
I'm sorry. And this is the thing. People act like those deals aren't still on the table. They act like they said, you know what? Come get your own signature shoe. And he's like, nah, I don't think so. All right, we'll never talk to you again. He can do this at any time. And especially with the offense we have now, if he goes out and wins the Super Bowl or even gets to the Super Bowl, he can name his price with these endorsements. So I mean, it's all hate.
Yeah, one, I think us being content creators, right? Being on YouTube, seeing how things work. Hundo, we talk all the time. Me and B like to do things a little differently. We're big on control, right? And not all money is good money. Just because people throwing you a bag doesn't mean it's good money, right? Thanks. How much control do you have over your brand? I think I feel like, I don't know Lamar, but seeing how he moves and seeing how we move, I kind of feel him on some of the things that he's doing, right? Everything that he has his hands in, he controls it, right? Okay, Nike can come give you a huge shoe deal, but you don't own Nike, right? You own your restaurants. You own the what's that the entire gym, whatever that right? And people are laughing at it now, but it's his. What happens if it takes off? People laugh at the Snuggie when it came out. I thought that was the most ridiculous thing. Everybody has a Snuggie,
don't they?
Right? So I mean, listen, Just because it's not obvious to you does not mean, and he might have some deals that we just don't know about because he's not advertising it, right? Like I was telling B, I watched the episode of I'm Athlete when Chad Ochocinco was still on there, and he mentioned he had like nine McDonald's that he owned, and Brandon Marshall never knew that. He's like, "You own McDonald's?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "How many?" He's like, "About 9 or something." It was something like that. It was a lot, and he's like, "Yo, I never knew that." Because Chad Johnson moves quietly. He doesn't put his business out there. Lamar could have 20 McDonald's franchises and you just don't know about it. So don't assume just because he ain't putting his business out there that he's not making good moves. Right. But I want to ask this. Let's say he did. He just fumbled a bag here and there. He did lose about $50 million. Right. Is that a big deal to you guys? Right, given the money that he's made, do you feel like, man, he should have had an agent? If he did lease some money, around 50, 60, 70 million or whatever, do you feel like an agent would have made a difference? Or how much money would he have had to leave on the table for you to say you probably should have went with the agent? There you go. That's a question. How much money would you guys say he would have had to have lost for you to say you probably should have gone with the agent? That's the question. Put that in the chat. I want to hear. I want to hear what you guys say about that. We're going somewhere with this. Trust us. We're going somewhere with this. Mikey says, I think he could have named his price after that MVP season. I think Lamar likes to have control of these things. Yeah. Yeah. Nitro says, listen, talking with him, he wants ownership. A lot of people don't want to give that. Yeah. Right. And you have to look, you got to hold your ground. That's how you get leverage. You got to be willing to walk away from a deal. Okay. If they don't want to give that up, which I understand, then you just wait. Right. And you become more valuable. What's going on, E? He says, I don't. You don't what? I'm not sure. So, okay. He says 40 to 60. 40 to 60 million is the amount he has to miss out on before you say you probably should have went with the agent. Okay. All right. Big Red says Snuggies changed life forever. Kogan Sheriff says, I would say the Kyler deal. So if he done the Kyler deal, you would say you should have went with the agent. All right.
But the thing is, if he had an agent, he would have signed before Kyler and got less money than that. Yeah.
Julian, what's going on? I got a question for you, Julian. This has popped up on here 24 minutes ago. It says you just subscribed. This can't be true.
That's what I was thinking.
This can't be true. I saw the name. I was like, maybe it's another Julian. But it's you. Did you just hit subscribe, Julian? Say it ain't so, my friend. Say it ain't so. All right. Okay. Listen, you guys you get into the show, you get so excited, you get hyped up, and you forget to hit subscribe sometimes. Like, I get it. Right? It's 70 people in here. I want to give everybody a chance right now to hit the subscribe button. Okay. If you haven't done it, we forgive you. All will be forgiven. Your sins will be forgiven if you just hit the subscribe button right now.
Washed away.
Let me read your comment. Lamar is the opposite of Baker. Didn't let the money distract him and hinder him. Bye for Baker to progressive commercials and starting QB job. That's a take right there. That's a take. Okay, so looks like about $40 to $60 million. If he missed out on that much, you would say, yeah, you probably should go with the agent. What if he missed out? Like he's laughing. What if he missed out on $900 million? Do you guys know who missed out on $900 million with an agent? Mike says 260 mil. Okay. What about 900 mil? Do you guys know who missed out on $900 million with an agent? Everybody's favorite, our favorite, your favorite, John Elway. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. John Elway of the Denver Broncos, when he was playing after they won their first Super Bowl. In fact, I'll bring it up. I read a couple articles. This story was brought to my attention. I should have pulled that guy's name. I found him on Twitter, and he had a whole thread about it. And I was like, is he making this up or is this true? But I went to a few sources. One right here, Kansas City Star. John Elway reportedly missed out on a chance to make close to $1 billion on a Broncos sale. Okay. This is kansascity.com. All right. And there are a bunch of articles out there. If you type in John Elway, $900 million into Google, you will see the stories pop up. All right. If you want to look at my sources, but I clipped a few, a couple excerpts from this article. Okay. We're going to tell you how it went down. Basically, John Elway was offered 20% of the Broncos. Yes, I see the responses here. Yeah, I see. Yeah, just how it says, I hate Bucktooth Elway.
We're not gonna do that. Just
horse face. Wow.
Man, you know.
Wow. Dr. Evil. You guys are so mean. Okay. All right. So John Elway's passing on buying a piece of the Broncos 23 years ago goes down as one of the worst mistakes in business history. Ouch. Mm-hmm. In September of 1998, then Broncos owner Pat Bowlen offered Elway, who had just led the Broncos to their first Super Bowl title, a 10% piece of the team for the money that they had owed him, which was $21 million. Mm-hmm. Bowlen sweetened the deal by offering another 10% of the team for $15 million. Okay, so for $36 million total, he could have owned 20% of the Broncos. Okay, this is 1998. He also made it seemingly impossible to refuse, saying he would buy the piece back for $15 million more, plus 8% interest a year up to 5 years later. Okay, Elway would have 10 months to decide before the option expired. So he had time to do his research. He had time to do his homework. He had time to talk to his agent. He had time to talk to his mother. Okay, he could have talked to everybody. Elway focused on football, won another Super Bowl in January, and retired in May, which would have allowed him to pursue the deal. Okay, which means even after he retired, he still could have taken the deal. But Elway would later say he didn't see himself as an executive of the team, which, by the way, he became later. And therefore, the deal didn't make much sense to him. Okay. Let's see. Yes. So that was the first one, right? So offered 20% of a team, 1/5 of the team for $36 million. Okay. Okay. John Elway here. This is where he spent the money before. This is where the money went. He said, I'm smart. Okay. I have an agent. All right. I know business. Okay. I'm going to make some other sound investments. Here's where the money went. He gave $15 million to Sean Mueller, a Denver hedge fund manager who a decade later was convicted after he took investors' money in a Ponzi scheme. Ouch. He also invested in a Mike Shanahan-backed laundromat, Hispanic media company called Que Pasa. Can't go wrong there. And sports retailer MVP.com, all of which relatively quickly failed.
With the swiftness.
Okay.
You go to work and the owner of the company says, I'm going to let you buy into this company. Or your coworker says, yo, go in with me on this laundromat. And my man said, I love washing clothes. People always need a washer and dryer.
A laundromat and a website. Bro, we can't go wrong. We're going to hit it big.
Who knows how long this NFL thing is going to be around?
So don't let anybody...
Laundry's where it's at, man.
Bro, people are always going to have to wash clothes. So, hello?
Right.
How does a laundromat fail? Yes, Daniel. How does a laundromat fail?
That's what John said.
It may not make you a billionaire, but it shouldn't fail, right? Yes.
So that laundromat can be going strong long after the Denver Broncos cease to exist.
Yes, Chocolate Lady Cap. Points are being made here. Yes, indeed. Yes. John, not too smart Elway. Oh, you guys love that. Mikey said, "Listen, if my agent isn't Bobby Bonilla or Allen Iverson's agent, I don't want one."
Facts.
Oh man.
He says, "Look at what I sent you and show in the chat." I can't look at that right now. E. I have to check it out. I'll put it in the overtime show. Mr. Jada 6 says, dry cleaning places be making money, especially near military bases. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He probably had his laundromat in a place that people didn't need laundromats. You know, they have washing and dryers. I don't know. I don't know how you feel.
Resorts.
Right. Yeah. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Listen. Don't listen to the mainstream media when they're trying to push a narrative, especially about a black athlete, right? What are you laughing at?
John Elway taking dinner with Jay-Z over the $900 million. Thank you, Julie.
He said, "I had dinner with a billionaire. You know, the owner, John Boland. That's all I really need at the end of the day." Don't let anybody spin this narrative, especially when it comes to a black athlete, that they don't understand business or that they're doing something wrong or that they need help, right? Because that's how they try to spin this with Lamar, that he wasn't business savvy enough, and that he was going to need help negotiating this. And sometimes you do. Sometimes you do need an agent. You know, not everybody is business savvy. Not everybody understands what's going on. But if he decides and he has his mom right there with him saying, "Hey, I'm going to guide you through this." If he says, "Hey, we got a team of people around us that are going to help us work everything out," then that's his business. And if he misses out on some money, that's also his business. Mm-hmm. If he completely fails, that's also his business. That says nothing about him as a person, because John Elway made all the mistakes, and nobody looks at John Elway as an idiot, as fiscally irresponsible. I mean, this man was doing business with criminals. 10 years, right? That was a major Ponzi scheme. That means he scammed a lot of people out of millions of dollars. All right.
Yeah, and the thing too is, like, you know, when you say, "Oh, they so and so needed an agent, they didn't get the best deal possible," whatever. Your goals are not everyone else's goals. Some people do not care about squeezing every single dollar they can out of every single thing that they do. Like, you know, you could look at Ricky Williams, right, who came into the league and said, you know, he didn't want a big contract. He went with Master P as his agent and said, you know, what I get paid on this rookie deal is just, you know, I feel like compensation for what I did in college, and I have to prove myself in the NFL, blah, blah, blah. But you could look at him and say, hey, you could have gotten a much, much better deal, especially from a team who traded everything to get you, right? Yeah. But Ricky Williams doesn't care. Mm-hmm. Ricky Williams is very happy with the life that Ricky Williams has led. And just because, you know, he didn't hit whatever arbitrary number that you think he should or could have hit, doesn't mean that he failed, doesn't mean that he did something wrong. You know, everybody's goals and everybody's, you know, ideal life are different.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, go ahead.
And then for me, you know, it's those naysayers and the Debbie Downers that listen to every negative thing that's said about it, but they don't actually listen to the right things that are said. If they did, they would have heard Eric DeCosta do an interview with Mike Florio. And he told him, he said, listen, Lamar negotiated his own rookie deal because Florio tried to allude to how did he get it done, and he used the agent back then. And DeCosta was like, nah, they did it themselves. And the thing that people don't realize about Lamar is he's very smart in contract negotiations. He knows the language better than a lot of agents do. Like, he asked the right questions, but the people didn't hear that portion of it. They just heard, well, he could have done better. Well, he should have done better. That man ain't worried. This man's making $52 million a year, essentially. And you all are sitting at home mad because you think he should have gotten more. And if he would have gotten more, now it would have been an issue of, oh, he's overpaid. He's too greedy. He crippled the team. Like, Lamar, listen, being a black athlete, especially a black quarterback, Lamar is not going to be able to win in the game of life with these people when it comes to outlook and perception.
Yeah, well, that was the talk before he signed the deal, right? oh, well, he's too greedy because he wanted, the thought was he wanted 200 million guaranteed, or he wanted more than the Deshaun Watson deal. Oh, he needs to just take what they offer him and stop being greedy and stop holding the team hostage and all this stuff. And then he gets the biggest contract in the history of the NFL, and it's, man, he could have got more. He's stupid.
Yeah. So yeah, listen. So next time you're arguing with somebody and they say, oh, well, he didn't get what he wanted, he was trying to get 230 million, or he lost out on 50 million, and they just want to throw whatever out there, you just say, hey, this is not John Elway.
At least it's not Mark Brunell.
Do you guys know about Mark Brunell?
At least he's not Drew Brees getting scammed out of, what was it, $13-14 million in fake jewelry.
You guys know Mark Brunell. He filed for bankruptcy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how he's doing now. I'm sure he's doing fine. But
he's back in the league coaching now. I think he coaches with the Lions.
Yeah, Mark Brunell lost all his money. I'm not sure how many of you guys remember Mark Brunell, but yeah, that's not a story. When you talk when you hear the stories of broke athletes, Mark Brunell doesn't get talked about.
No.
Oh, Kirk Schilling, the pitcher in baseball, he lost hundreds of.
He stole about $70 million from the state of Massachusetts, wasn't it?
I think it was New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
But he's still broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he borrowed a bunch of money from New Hampshire, and he made the video game Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning, and everything with that was fraudulent. I mean, the game came out, it was a fine game and everything, but he stole all that money. Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mark Brunell had the loudest cadence ever. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he looked like he had a headache every time he screamed. Mikey said, at least it's not Hulk Hogan being advised to not take the Foreman grill pitch. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, Julian. Brett Favre stealing from his own people.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins stole $84 million from Minnesota. Yeah, okay, but yeah, no, we just wanted to just arm you with some firebacks when people try to say that Lamar isn't fiscally responsible. Unlike our brother, Mr. OTR Mike, who is fiscally responsible, and he invested well into this show. What did he invested $10? What did he say?
He said, "Happy late birthday, Jose." Hashtag add to the cookie fund.
Yes. Thank you. It was my birthday a little over a week ago. I am years old now. Okay. But we had fun, man. We actually had a couples night. We had a little birthday celebration for me over the weekend. It was a lot of fun. So yes, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay. B, I know this is gonna be painful.
I can be painful for me.
The Lakers.
I told you about me. Like if my team doesn't care, I don't care anymore.
I think they cared. All right. Let me set this up. Okay, the Lakers have been swept. Okay, they were swept. That last game, man. I thought, especially going into the second half, LeBron's going to take this, and maybe this could be the beginning of history here. If anybody is going to come back from 0-3, I would pick LeBron James to do it. So now you're shaking your head, Hendo, but that's not because you don't agree. It's because you're shaking your head thinking about the first time he made history, coming back down 1-3 in the NBA Finals to your Golden State Warriors. Okay?
What was really great about that one? What was really great is they were down 3-1 and they went in the locker room and LeBron said, "They're done." They're broken.
That's not why I'm shaking my head. I'm shaking my head because if LeBron would have took the approach that he took for most of the series, just going down low where nobody can stop him, then I think they could have came back and won 4 straight. But for some reason, he wants to shoot threes.
Well, I think that reason is he's a 38-year-old man, and he gave him 31 in the first half, and maybe he was a little too tired to do that, Hendo. Maybe he thought
I don't need just for that game.
Anthony Davis and D'Angelo Russell and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Lonnie Skywalker and all these clowns would have picked up a little bit of slack. He put in 31 in the first half, and then they came out in the third quarter and didn't do anything.
What's up, NDT Sports?
Goddamn
NDT
Skywalker.
Sports.
You're going to call yourself Skywalker. You are the 13th man on the bench.
But when he came in and he was hitting all the shots, then everybody was like, "Oh, look at Lonnie, look at Hachitachi. They just can't be stopped."
NDT Sports. You're gonna have to rewind this show. You missed a very interesting story. You don't want to miss that. Go back and check that out. Okay. But listen. He said that he is, well, he said he had to think about some things. He didn't say the word retirement, but he said he's got to think about some things. And he's at the age, he's played long enough to where, yeah, you know, I'm thinking about it. But he also said that he's still better than 90% of the league, which is accurate.
True.
Right. So yeah, man, like I get it. You play that long, you're gonna start to think about it. But man, the way he plays, especially in the playoffs, you're like, man, it looks like you got about five good years left in you, right? I don't know. Like you're definitely thinking about it. But do we believe LeBron James is going to retire?
Heck no. Listen, all he's talked about is playing with his son. All Brodny has to do is go to USC for 1 year, and he can enter the draft. So you telling me you get this far along, you're 2 years away from playing with your child, and now you're mulling retirement? Or is it just a way to deflect from being swept in the Western Conference Finals?
I mean, is it so? You don't think maybe he'll take a year off?
It is not
and then come back?
It is not possible for LeBron James to deflect from anything that people can perceive as a failure. You know
That's true.
But he talks retirement.
Yes, even if he talks retirement, because you are a living example of it. You don't care if he says retirement or not. You said he's an actor and he's not even thinking about it. He's trying to deflect. You just said that.
You know, he does it all the time. Listen, he'll go down in the third or fourth quarter and be like, just in case we lose, it was my ankle's the reason. I
mean, listen.
What's Clay's excuse?
He's just not good anymore. He's just not good.
Listen, I love.
Why can't a world-class athlete control his limbs?
Damn, am I getting attacked by everybody? I don't know. I don't know.
How come if his hands become disconnected from the ball, flail out in random directions? I shouldn't even say random directions. They're drawn to genitals. Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why can't this man control his limbs?
Why did you pay over $100 million to a dude who crawled on the ground after the basketball like a toddler who doesn't know how to walk yet instead of grabbing it?
That had to be the worst thing I've ever seen in basketball. The look on his face, he looked like a baby crawling into the bullet for the ball. I'm like, punch him in his face again.
You know what I love about the Warriors, though? Honestly, I love about them. They got D'Angelo Russell, right? And they say, even as soon as he got there, they're like, he's probably not in their long-term plans. So that was just part of the deal. And they're like, yeah, D'Angelo, he's an okay player, but doesn't really show up big in playoff games and doesn't really have a fit here. We need to move on. And they said, let's go get two more guys exactly like him and Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole.
First of all, I don't like Andrew Wiggins, but he came up big last year in the title run.
Yeah, okay.
He did.
Cool.
He did.
How did you do this year?
He had some issues going on, Brodny. Let the man live.
But okay, all right. I had a question. You don't think, Hendo, that he might consider taking a year off and then coming back out of retirement to play with the son?
No. Why? I mean, that would, rest his body up, let his injuries heal. That would be the optimal thing. But listen, I know I joke about him. LeBron is a competitor.
Yeah.
And he wants to win. And if I sit out a year, that's a year taken away that I have a shot at making another finals and winning another championship.
Breaking news. Hendo says Michael Jordan is not a competitor.
Yeah, I ain't never said that.
Well, I mean, he took a year and a half off, right?
He took years off twice.
Right in the middle of his run. And then, yes, like you said, later on, he took some years off as well.
But
Not a competitor. That's cool.
Different. It's different. It's different levels.
Why is it different level? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let's back it up. Why is it different for Michael? Your thoughts on why it's different?
Let's go. I'm not being attacked by you two.
I'm not attacking you. I'm asking you a question.
We'll discuss this later on.
Oh, in the overtime?
Look. Okay. So I already see the comments in there. LeBron will never be Michael. Jordan's the greatest. We're not. Listen, you're both wrong. But we're not going to get into that conversation right now because listen, everybody up here grew up Jordan fans. We love Michael Jordan. We're not here to try to slander MJ. Okay. And if you believe Michael Jordan is better than LeBron, whatever, right?
You're wrong in peace.
But Michael, but it doesn't matter. Michael Jordan ain't playing. Michael Jordan hasn't played since most of you were 5. Okay. So stop bringing up MJ. Compare him to your favorite player today, because your favorite player today will never be LeBron James. That's a fact.
That is true.
Hey, salute to Mikey.
Unless your favorite player is Brodny, then he literally is.
He says, hey, you go ahead and read that. Read that, B.
He said, hey, kids, remember, hashtag the best nation is a donation.
Salute.
Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate it. Cap, what? Don't even start with you, Nitro. Don't even start. You can't name any player today that's going to be LeBron. None of them will be LeBron. All right. In fact, I was listening to coach's last stream.
Giannis might get 5 rings. That ain't gonna make him LeBron.
Thanks.
Giannis ain't getting 5 rings.
No, he's not. But even if he did, I mean, Kobe has 5 rings. He's not LeBron. Tim Duncan has 5 rings. He's not LeBron. Robert Horry has 7. And if you want to make the rings argument again, Nitro, you can't make the rings argument and say that Michael Jordan's the greatest because he doesn't have the most rings.
Not even close. So we're not gonna make this argument. Also, Giannis ain't getting 3 rings. No. He might get another one. Maybe.
Once he goes to the Warriors, it might be a different story.
Sure, you didn't prove a goddamn thing, buddy. I'm sorry.
Hold on, let's read. If you're gonna respond, you gotta read the comment.
42% in the finals, 71% in the finals, or 100% in the finals. Point proven. You know what point you proved? He didn't play anybody in the finals. That's the point you proved.
Who are you talking about, Jordan?
Jordan winning.
How many times? How many finals did he make it to? 6. How many years did he play? Did he play 6 years? I must have missed that. So the other times he wasn't making it to the finals. And by the way, we talked about swept because somebody tried to say that Jordan never been swept. I think that was Suge. Jordan was swept 2 years in a row. Oh, you guys don't remember that, do you?
They weren't alive.
Yeah, right.
They weren't alive.
Nitro says he has 6 with all of the individual accomplishments. What do you think Bill Russell had? Why do you think the entire league is wearing 6 patches on their jersey? Because he didn't have those accomplishments?
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, I am a Jordan fan for real. But it's times when I struggle with, is Kareem the best? Like and Jordan said it best. There are GOATs of different eras. Like you can't just compare them all and lump them into one and just say this is the GOAT of GOATs. They're GOATs for different eras, and everybody's going to have their point of view. Because if you grew up with this one guy, he's your favorite. If you grew up watching this guy, he's your favorite. So, listen, can we not just sit here and enjoy the greatness that is LeBron James? I know I joke with Brodny about him a lot, but when he does retire, we may not see another player like him in the future. We were lucky enough to see Larry Bird, Magic, Kobe, Jordan. We grew up seeing everyone. Once LeBron retires, nobody's going to dominate like that again.
No.
Possibly. Yeah. No. Not even close.
The thing with Jordan is, and listen, I'm not saying that Jordan's not absolutely one of the greatest. He's the second greatest player of all time. But people think he's the first because Nike and Gatorade keep on telling you so.
Yes, that's what it is.
He has a mythology built up around him. Like people literally argue that he never lost.
They do that.
Yeah.
That him losing to Shaq and Penny in the playoffs didn't count.
He never beat Larry Bird. Most people think that he did. He never beat Larry Bird in the Celtics team. He finally beat Isaiah Thomas in the Pistons in their last run, right? But until that point, they dominated him, right? So I mean, he had his struggles too. It just didn't happen in the finals because he didn't make it to the finals until those guys were ready to give it up. He didn't take it from Bird and Isaiah. They gave it up. All right, that's a truth as well, right? But look, yeah, they didn't come close to beating the Celtics.
Oh no, they never beat the Celtics, but the Pistons team, they took it from them.
Okay, I'll give you that.
They beat the Pistons when
finally
Pistons run was over.
Yeah, because they ended it.
Yeah, you don't end the Celtics run by beating them once. Did LeBron end the Warriors run when he came back from down 3-1? No.
Did the Warriors win after that though? But did the Warriors win after?
Yes,
okay,
they did.
Did Detroit win after that?
That's my point, Hendo. Thank you. Their run was over. It's not because they LeBron Jordan finally lifted a weight for the first time in his life and all of a sudden he couldn't handle it. They were
so Nitro. Listen, Nitro, you don't need to be up here. You're not gonna win any argument. I promise you that. You said that Bill Russell doesn't have any.
What?
I promise. Look, shout out to Nitro. We love Nitro, but I promise you'll be debating the wrong ones. Bill Russell doesn't have any individual accolades. 5-time MVP, 11-time NBA champ, 1968-69 all defensive, 4-time rebound champ, 11-time all NBA, 62-63 all-star MVP, NBA 75th anniversary team. So that sounds like he has a lot of accomplishments. 5 MVPs?
You forgot one.
What's that?
He won one or two of those titles while he was coaching them. Yes,
while he was coaching. I think it was 2 of them.
Right.
2. He was a player coach.
Yeah, it sounds like individual accolades to me.
Mm-hmm. You think Jordan a Jordan coach team can win anything? I don't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go that far with it.
And again, we all grew up watching Jordan. We love Michael Jordan. We still love Michael Jordan. Right. I that's why I don't like this Michael Jordan slander. But we can be objective, right? We can be real with it. Somebody like LeBron, who came in with all the hype before he even took his first dribble on an NBA court, lived up and surpassed all the expectations. Mm-hmm. All right. LeBron James is the all-time leading scorer. And you don't look at him as a shooter. Right? He's a pass-first player, but he's all-time leading scorer. He's going to finish in top 5 as an assist when his career is done, most likely.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The best offensive player to ever play this game. No question about it. No question about it. We can talk about narratives about MJ. I'm not even going to argue about most of them because, again, he was great. All right. But, listen, if rings is the only argument, that's not an argument. And again, this is why I didn't want to go down this path. Compare LeBron to his peers. Compare him to who he's playing with in his era. Because when you guys say he's not MJ, that's your way of trying to slap down LeBron, right? Because you hate that he's great, right? And I get it. I hate Tom Brady, right? I hate seeing this man win every other year.
Thanks.
Okay? If he comes out of retirement, I fear that he might win again. Okay? But the man is great. We got to stop. It's over with. He's great. That's it. All right.
Mm-hmm. I got the perfect one for you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So right now there are 3 YouTubers on the screen, right? Mm-hmm. One of us has a ring, but the one with the ring is the worst YouTuber on here.
Time out. First of all, that's false. That's false. Okay.
No, you know what? Because you want to do it. That's true. All right.
It is true.
First of all, you have a belt that's half yours and half mine. We agreed on that.
This is the pick'ems. This is all me. What do you
okay, but the belt, you got the belt, but you have acquired some hardware, my friend. I will give you that. Look at that thing right there. That's a thing of beauty. Look at that plaque. Look at that plaque, man. That's a thing of beauty. But compare him to his peers.
Right.
Nobody adds up to LeBron James. All right. I heard I brought up Coach earlier. I listened to Coach's his calling show yesterday, and somebody called in and said, the guy loved Kobe, and I get it. Again, if you love Kobe, I get it. That's another player I hated watching play. And so, listen, I'm gonna tell you how great Kobe is. But the guy said, he said, hey, he loved Kobe because he never got swept. False. Not only did Kobe get swept, do you guys know who he got swept by? That Dallas Mavericks team that you guys keep giving LeBron James crap for to losing to, they swept the Lakers on their way to win their championship against the Heat.
Yeah, and listen, that's fine. It happens to everyone. It's just that you watch Nike commercials, you watch Gatorade commercials, and they tell you that it never happened to Michael Jordan. And it did happen to Michael Jordan. You just don't want to remember that it happened to Michael Jordan because they only ever talk about 6 years in his career.
Damn it, Brodny.
So Nitro, here's what you're doing right here, Nitro. You're shifting the goalpost. You mentioned rings before, and we brought up 11 rings, and we brought up his accolades. You said he had no accolades, right? You said he didn't have any. And then once I read them off, now you're saying, well, it doesn't add up to what Jordan did, much less Wilt's, which I think you're wrong.
Facts.
I'm sorry.
But I'm just saying, don't shift the goalpost, right? If you want to say the total body of work, then LeBron's got Michael Jordan beat. Okay, that's a fact. Jordan's got 2 more rings. That's about all he has over LeBron, right? So, I mean, if you're looking at the total body of work, you gotta give it to LeBron. But again, I said individual.
How many rings does Bill Russell have, Nitro?
He's got another handful more than Jordan,
and then more.
Well, yeah. And then do you, when you're a coach, do you get a ring as a player and a coach? Because technically you get 2 rings that year. Because you put your name, your number, and one says coach. So that's even more hardware.
Yeah. All right, we got way off track. I knew this was going to happen.
Agent E says LeBron would get destroyed in the old era. Have you seen any of the people who played in the old era? How did Reggie Miller become a Hall of Famer in that area, but the 6'8", 270-pound LeBron, who's the best athlete on the court, would get destroyed? Do y'all listen to yourselves when you say stuff like this?
Well, again.
How was Mark Price and Craig Elo leading their team to deep playoff runs? How was Chris Mullin making it to the Hall of Fame? How was BJ Armstrong a point guard on a championship team? Because hand checking, and it's so physical, and LeBron couldn't handle it. What are you talking about, man?
Most of the people don't know who you're saying. Then, like, who's Mark Price? Who's Craig Elo? Right? Like those like they don't know who that is, right? They're just told in their mythology book that Michael Jordan faced, like, he played the Monstars. That's what they thought he actually played. They think Space Jam is real. They think the Monstars is who he actually played against, right? Not 210 in a wet paper bag Bill Lambier, right?
Well, so I was going to say he weighed 245 pounds. That was the center. That was the enforcer who was beating up on Michael Jordan. He is like 20, 25 pounds lighter than LeBron James. What are y'all talking about?
Listen, there are guys that are twice the size of Bill Lambier in the league now, and when LeBron James drives to the bucket, they want no parts of it.
Nigel says Chris Mullin would be a problem, or in today's NBA, Mullin would be a problem, and Mark Price was nice. Nobody said they weren't. The point is that LeBron would also dominate that league.
Right.
I agree.
Right. What about Bill Lambier? Where would he be in today's NBA?
Coaching?
Do you know, again, you're talking, look, I don't need anybody younger than us trying to tell us how it is. If you are younger than 30, or if you're like 32, 33, I don't need to hear from you. You like, just because you saw some YouTube clips, I don't need to hear from you. We watch these games. Right?
Live.
Will said, I think the thing with Jordan is he lost before he won, but once they had the Bulls dynasty built, he never lost after that. False. He did lose. He lost to Shaq and Penny, but people want to pretend that he didn't.
But look, he was great. It's fine, right? Like he was great. He had.
And by the way, he lost every year in Washington. But we ought to act like that.
We don't talk about that though.
Well, act like that.
We skip over those years. That never This is an alternate universe. I don't even remember.
And that team wasn't bad either. He had Rip Hamilton on that team. He won with the Pistons afterwards.
I mean, yeah, Rip was all right. Kwame Brown.
Nitro, I'm gonna say this as gently as I know how. Because Nitro says no, he wouldn't. There was actual centers. You have no clue what you're talking about.
What center?
First of all,
no. What centers? Tell me what center. So Nitro thinks that there were centers back when Jordan was playing. There were actual centers.
There were, but he would have went right. Listen, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not the biggest LeBron James promoter, but in today's game with lighter players, LeBron James runs past them. What do you think he's gonna do against a 7'2", 390-pound center? That dude would not be able to guard him.
I want you to just tell me, Nitro, how do you think Michael Jordan at 215 pounds was able to do it, but LeBron James at 260 couldn't?
Yeah.
Now make sense. Besides you just think Michael Jordan's a superhero.
So he said David Robinson, Hakeem, Shaq. Hakeem won 2 rings. Shaq beat him in the playoffs in Orlando, and then when he got to LA, nobody was beating Shaq. Right? Not even Jordan, who wasn't retired. He was still playing for the Wizards. Okay. you see how funny? How old was he when he was playing for the Wizards?
36, 37.
So Michael Jordan was younger than LeBron is now, right? What was LeBron? 38?
Yes.
So he was younger than LeBron is now.
Well, no, I think
he played for the Wizards.
Played until he was 40, I believe, in Washington.
So, but he started. When
started like 37.
I
think he started when he was like 37 or something like that.
Okay. But we find it laughable when he went to the Wizards because we thought, he was cooked by then. And yes, at the time we thought, okay, well, all right,
he was 38 and 39 in Washington.
Okay. So the same
he averaged 22.9 points per game his first year and 20 his last year.
Yeah.
Other response to Mike here, who says he ain't lose to Shaq and Penny coming off a full season, which is the narrative that people use to try to excuse him losing to Shaq and Penny. Go look at his numbers in that playoff series, Mike, and tell me that it mattered that he played 17 games in the regular season. Go tell me why it disqualifies that loss.
You know what?
After you look at his numbers in that series.
That's fine. LeBron didn't lose to Jokic coming off a full season.
Yeah, that's facts too.
Right? He didn't play a full seation. Right?
He didn't play 17 games. Oh no, never mind. He may have. He likes load management. He may have.
Well, Mike says it definitely mattered. In what way? Because if you look at his numbers in that series, they were no different than any of his other playoff numbers.
Mikey,
in what way did it matter, Mike?
Mikey, you got the key to the house, man. You can slide through if you want. You can slide through if you want.
Other than he didn't have a full season of wear and tear on his body.
But he said, like you said, wow, y'all counting the Wizards, Mike.
He's in baseball shape.
But yes, Mikey, we're counting the Wizards, Michael Jordan.
You have to.
They were the same age.
Why would you not?
But because we're still looking. But this goes to show you, and it's hard to listen, guys. Real talk. It's hard. It's hard to give players their prop while they're playing, right? Especially if you're not a fan of that player. I'm telling you from experience, right? Mm-hmm. That's how I felt about Kobe. I hated Kobe Bryant.
Facts.
I hated Kobe Bryant. I'm gonna tell you the exact second when I realized I was hating on Kobe, but I couldn't deny his greatness, right? Because I always say Kobe sucks. Kobe sucks. He's just a sidekick, which he was, by the way. That's facts. He was a sidekick to Shaq. That's a fact. But when Shaq left and it was just Kobe, and Kobe was losing because he didn't have anybody around him, and he wanted to be traded. He was threatening, like, "Hey, I want to leave. I want to be traded." And there were rumors that they might be shopping Kobe Bryant. I immediately thought, because I was a Suns fan at the time, I was like, "Oh, we need to get Kobe Bryant in." I went from that dude sucks. He's not that good. He thinks he's Jordan. He'll never be Jordan. Oh, he's available? Man, shoot. He get Kobe over here. That's a wrap, baby.
Well, Well, it's like you said about the subscribers, right? And if you have not, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. If he's available to come to your team, that washes away those sins.
Oh, man.
You look past a lot of stuff when the color of that jersey changed.
That's one I couldn't do. Even I still hate Kobe.
Oh, man,
but I can't deny that. I can't deny his greatness though.
There are some games where I'll be sitting there. I'll be booing at the screen like he can hear me, right? And he just hit that turnaround fade away like 5 times in a row. I'm just like, shit. That man, he's nice, man. I hate him, but he can play. Great player. Julian says, side note, Lamar just posted on his IG story. I want everybody to put their hands in their sides because MF is reaching. Lamar and LBHT listener confirmed. Hey, Lamar. Let me tell you if you like the show, let me tell you how you support LBHTShow. Go to LBHTShow.com, but go to patreon.com/LBHTShow.
Oh, man.
Okay?
Right.
All right. You want to just slide a little something over there, be my guest. You know what I'm saying? And Nitro, man, listen, Nitro, you'll get your shot to the base one day. You really wanna you really wanted to debate us on this. He says, and y'all saying LeBron would have survived 90s when the Spurs was doing him dirty. And that was old wash Duncan. Hold on, B. He said that was an old wash Duncan with a 6-man Ginobili and Parker. And it's funny you admitted somebody that's very important on that team who was the Finals MVP. I know you didn't mention his name, Kawhi Leonard.
And listen, again, no disrespect, Nitro, it's fine. But 1, Duncan wasn't washed. 2, you said a 6th-man Ginobili, like that wasn't literally his role his entire career by design. So that it tells me that you're not really sure what you're talking about.
Why did you omit Kawhi Leonard? You're talking to people that, I mean, listen, I'm telling you, Nitro, you picked the wrong ones, right? we catch everything. If they were so washed, why were they in the finals? That was the 2nd year in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So how come nobody else can beat them if they were so washed? All right. Listen, man, like LeBron he's playing in a tougher era. There are more athletes top to bottom. There are better players top to bottom than there were in Michael Jordan's era. And that's a great era. And there are a lot of great players. And Jordan, listen, whether you have 1 or 2, I don't care. I don't really care where you have them. But don't go back to the MJ argument, Nitro. Tell me who's better than LeBron in this era, right? Kawhi, when Kawhi's career is done playing, are we going to say better than LeBron? You think it's Giannis. You're wrong. But, Kobe, I know some people will say Kobe. They're wrong, right? Who else? Dirk, right? Like, who else are we going to put up there and say he was better than LeBron? Nobody. LeBron dominated his era. He is your Michael Jordan. That's a fact. And when he's done playing, and we get a little older, we get from years removed from the whole thing, you'll go back and look at it, and you'll appreciate what he's done.
Nitro is one of the biggest LeBron haters I have ever seen.
This man
says they beat him before Kawhi and beat him by a record number. Okay, so
you mean when he was like second year in the league?
Let me and listen, because your argument before was that Duncan was washed. Are you saying that Duncan was washed when they beat LeBron in that series? Is that what you're trying to say? And want to go ahead and name anybody else that was on that Cavs team? Because one thing I'll tell you is your hero Michael Jordan couldn't have dragged that roster to the finals.
Oh no.
Your hero Mike was not even. He was making the playoffs with losing records and getting stomped out in the first round with teams like that. And everybody doesn't blame him because he didn't have any help. But when LeBron takes a roster of trash to the finals, you're gonna laugh at him because he lost to a team that has one of the greatest players of all time.
One of the greatest teams.
Make it make sense, Nitro. Make it make sense.
Yeah. Listen, man. Those Spurs team. Listen, the Spurs don't get nearly enough credit as they should get. There's a lot of teams that couldn't run with those Spurs teams.
Facts.
A lot of teams.
Facts.
All right. All right. So LeBron's not retiring next year. Is that what we decided from all this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So here's what I wanted to ask. This is why it's so hard to bring up LeBron this show, right? Because it always goes back to Michael Jordan.
Stop it, Brodny. Stop it, Brodny.
Please enlighten me. How many Hall of Famers were on the Spurs, Nitro? Riddle me that.
Well, what does that have to do with anything? How many Hall of Famers were on the Bulls? Did he play? Weren't there the same amount of Hall of Famers when he won those well, all six? You had Scottie Pippen, you got Jordan. Well, those last three you had Rodman. Aren't they all Hall of Famers? I'm not sure if Horace Grant's a Hall of Famer or not.
He's not. That's my favorite player.
But and when Horace Grant left and they lost to Orlando, he said we're one Horace Grant away from competing. AKA, I need help.
LeBron is the only one who's not allowed to have good teammates.
Yeah,
there are people who literally say Michael Jordan wasn't on a super team.
Okay, so Scottie Pippen wasn't anything, huh?
Or Dennis Rodman, apparently.
Right.
I don't know. Scottie Pippen was the truth until the finals.
Yeah. Okay. So
what was your point?
Yeah, the point.
No, Raven. The Spurs had 4 because they had Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, and Kawhi.
She says, yeah, every player says Kobe is their Jordan, coming from people who actually played the game. Okay. Jordan said he looked up to Dr. J. Is Dr. J the greatest of all time? Like, what does that mean? Everybody has favorite players. That doesn't mean anything. Who's the best player? Ask that question. I bet you get a different answer. Right? How many players? Hey guys, how many players? Because we remember with these games. How many players back when Jordan was playing were saying Jordan's the greatest player I've ever seen play? Or were they saying we can take that team? They ain't nothing special.
Yeah, because in the beginning they were like, he's not a 7-footer. He can't lead this team to any wins. Like, it was a lot of doubts. Then it turned to, he's just a scorer. He can't lead a team, leading the league in scoring. So everybody has their own opinions.
Mr. J says, Dan, LeBron not retiring next year. I can scrap my whole lot tomorrow then.
No, you can't. because your live is also supposed to be about the Lakers' outlook going into next season. Don't try it, sir.
Raven C says 3 Hall of Famers on the Spurs. Heat had 4.
No, I responded. That was not true.
Are you talking about Ray Allen?
He's talking about Ray Allen.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's not true for the Spurs either, because the Spurs had 4.
Yeah, because Kawhi's gonna be a Hall of Famer. Absolutely.
Damn. How can I get to the Hall of
Mikey? Nobody's slandering your boy Scotty. Okay, that is OTR Mike's favorite player. Scotty.
I'm not slandering your boy Mike, but look it up. A lot of times in the Eastern Conference Finals and the Finals, your man had headaches or backaches, or he just didn't show up, like on some real stuff. He did his thing through the regular season, but come playoff time, he wasn't the same person. He was what's his name? Who was that? He was Julius Randle. Good numbers in the regular season, not so good in the playoffs.
Yeah,
look it up.
Money Making Mitch says, I love LeBron. LeBron choked away 2011. Yeah, Heat should have three-peated, but as a Heat fan, I'm still very grateful for those years. Yeah.
Those are listen. Oh my God, I was not a LeBron fan, but I love those Heat years. Whew, gosh, that was some exciting basketball. And Julian, we will not take any Dwayne Wade slander over here. We will don't do it.
No. Yeah, we like D Wade over here. What's going on, CI and Addict? Thanks for coming through. So if you think he's not retiring, there's some rumors that the Lakers could be going after, maybe Trae Young or Kyrie Irving. Do you think this is just his way of saying, get me some more help for next year?
I mean, I don't think he needs to say that. It's deadly obvious.
Yeah.
They need help. Like, you can't count on Anthony Davis to come through in the playoffs. Like, I was surprised that he stayed healthy this whole time. He needs help. I don't see the Trae Young thing. Like, I know he's been rumored to go there, but to me, Trae Young is just as iffy as D'Angelo Russell.
Not even close. Not even.
I mean,
Trae Young averaged 29 and 10 in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, D'Angelo, man, when he goes cold, he goes ice cold. I mean, but I can see why you think that, Hendo, because he still has that swag, like he makes the shots. Yeah. Right?
He said it was a very successful year. I couldn't believe that came out of his mouth.
Yeah, he did.
He said very successful year, except the shots didn't go in. I think that determines all your success right there. You need to make your shots. I got into position, good form, went off my hand well, just didn't go in. Hey, sometimes it doesn't go in, right, guys?
Club scene was great. You know, personally.
So this is a thought. This is a thought that I came up with.
Should have said Hendo's a D-Lo on LBHT.
I can't stand that guy. So this is the thought process that I came up with. So Brodny James, he's a decent player, right? He's not as highly thought of as a lot of the other players are, not as good as his father is. What if LeBron is sticking around to help ensure that his son is a first-round pick?
I think that's exactly what he's doing. I think that's why he said that publicly. And he said, whoever drafts him, that's where I'm going to be playing, because he wants somebody to reach to get him.
His son. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good father.
Hell yeah. Will G says, need someone so in crunch time, so they can't go, okay, time to double or rotate to LeBron. Yeah. Now, just like that last shot in game 4, everyone, as soon as LeBron got it mid-range, collapsed on him. Yeah, you're right. And he took the shot because he didn't trust anybody else to make the shot.
Nor should he.
What's up, Clot? Thanks for coming through.
What's up, man?
All right, man. This was rough. As soon as I said LeBron James, he's not MJ. He's not Kobe.
You know, we've been talking about him for like 50 minutes now.
We had like 5 other topics, and we're not gonna get to any of them. We're cutting this off.
As soon as we get to NBA talk, we can't keep people in here, right? It goes from 100 people down to like 30. Right. You know, as soon as we said LeBron James, this thing shot up to like 103. He's not. He'll never be MJ. I've never seen him personally, but I know he'll never be him. So she says, Hendo, you're hot, then you're cold. You're yes, then you're no. You're in, then you're out. You're up, then you're down. You're wrong when it's right.
Listen, Jordan Poole, you need to shut your goddamn mouth.
No, he's not Jordan Poole. He Kawhi. He just said, I'm stepping away for a while. I'll see y'all later.
He's quitting, walking away.
Shout out to shit, man. Shout out to
he's
shit.
No, he's Andrew Wiggins.
All right. Zal wants to talk Carmelo Anthony. Tell you what, guys, because this show's gone on.
True.
This show has gone on longer than we planned.
Right.
Okay. Thanks, Jordan. Here's what we'll do. We will get a quick word from our sponsors, ourselves, and then we will get into some Carmelo Anthony talk, and we have another quick thing to discuss
in the overtime.
Yeah, but probably have to say it for the overtime. We got stuff for the overtime. What are we talking in the overtime show? Let's bring this banner down because we are promoting our stuff right now. Okay. Patreon.com/LBHT shows where you can find the overtime show. If you love this conversation, we got this and so much more in the overtime show. And what are we discussing today? We got our guy, Mr. Ja Morant. He has been getting into some trouble the season and off season.
Yeah.
And
you saw the other side of that thumbnail there, right? How there was nothing there.
Yeah.
Ain't had nobody to write it.
Oh, because maybe writers might be on strike. Oh, yes. We'll be discussing the writer strike. We'll be discussing Ja Morant and why police had to visit his house today. What? Did you guys hear about that? Oh, we're going to discuss that. Yeah. And depending on how we finish out the show, we'll have some more to discuss in the NFL. But yes. All right. Patreon.com/LBHT show. First, before we get into that, our guest, Hendo, you have a Patreon as well. Let the people know where they can find you and tell them about your Patreon.
Yes, you can find me at the Rogue Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. You can find me also in audio form if that's your thing. Listen to me with no distractions, no interruptions, even when you turn your phone off. You can find my Patreon at patreon.com/ROUG. You sign up, you get some nice perks. You can request videos. Sometimes you get to request live streams. You can enter into the Fantasy Football League. You can also get entry into the Pick'ems League where you can win this ring like this, or you can win my belt, but you get your own belt with your own face on it. You can't have mine. That is for me and my titles. We also have a financial literacy channel in my Patreon. We hang out there. You get access to the Discord for as little as $3. I need to up it to $5.
Yes, because
I just haven't figured out. I just didn't want to do it. And the ones that I have down there, I didn't want them to be affected by it. So once I learn how to do that,
we'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk about it. I'll show you how to do that. Because yes, I gave everybody a chance. The price has gone up. Okay, our Patreon starts at $5 now. Trust me, is well worth it. Okay, if you're planning on buying some Grubhub tonight, just do yourself a favor. Go drive over there, pick up the food, and you will be rewarded. Okay, B, tell them about our tiers real quick.
We have 3 tiers. We have the $5 tier, which is kind of a general support tier, but also gets you into the LBHT Pick'em League that we do every season. We give away a custom LBHT trophy. Please, God, do not let Hendo find it.
Oh, no. You want that?
No, I don't want that.
It's right here. What do you? It's right there. I got it.
Oh, don't worry, Hendo. I got you. I got the shiny hardware right there. Look at that. Hendo is listen.
Man.
He's very proud of it. He's very proud of it.
I'm gonna have to play for real in all the leagues this year. We have the $10 tier, which will get you the LBHT crew coin that Jose has right there.
Damn.
And that'll also get you into our fantasy football leagues. We have a dynasty league where we give away a custom championship belt. This was last year. Shout out to Buck, who won the first year of the dynasty league. It's going to be a different belt this season. We'll put that up as soon as we design it and get that in here. We also have a redraft league. And if there's enough interest, we can start up another dynasty league as well. Then we have the $20 tier, which is a combined tier for this show and the boxing podcast that we do with OTR Mike. And in that tier, you get everything that I mentioned, as well as our custom poker set featuring our top 25 fighters of all time. On Ring Kings, we put out episodes every Monday. We stream after live events on Saturday nights. So definitely head over there and hit subscribe, turn on your notifications. And if you love boxing, go ahead and sign up to that Patreon as well. And then we have the the $60 tier, the creator tier for people who are can't believe you. People who are just starting out on YouTube or who are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and you'll have a kind of a strategy session with us, with Hendo, with OTR Mike. We'll go over everything you need to know to get your channel started, get it going, get you to monetization, and help you avoid some of the common pitfalls that YouTubers run into. We also have the collaborators channel in our Discord where you can ask questions, and anybody in there can chime in and give you advice. And we have that is the creators channel. I'm sorry, the collaborator channel is where we have people who we have worked with, designers, graphic designers, editors, things like that that'll help you out so you don't end up on Fiverr.
Yeah. And now listen. He said a lot there, right? We have some content creators in here, aspiring ones, and just starting out, living big with Big Reg. Make sure you guys subscribe over there. We got Buck's got his channel, Arizona Armchair Sports. You got Nitro in here. We got a lot of people. Raven C's in here. He's been doing it for a while. He just hit 2,000 not too long ago. Salute. All right. We're always giving shout outs, right? But a lot of times people hit us up and ask us for advice or tips or whatnot, and we love helping out, right? But as our schedule gets busier and busier, and the deeper the questions get, it is very it's highly recommended that you sign up for at least a month, and get our undivided attention. You get a session with us. 60 minutes. I mean, you can talk to Buck. Buck signed up for it. He, I think he got a lot out of it. I think he would agree with that. We'll look through your channel. We'll discuss everything that issues that you have or questions that you need answered. We go in detail. And if you're looking around, if you think that's too much, I encourage you to look around the YouTube streets to see what other people are charging. And I think you will find that $60 is quite a steal.
Yeah, and I did forget to mention with that creator tier as well, you get a creator spotlight on our videos and shout outs across our videos, Hendo's videos, Open Mic with OTR Mike, and Ring Kings as well.
Yeah. Nitro, I don't think you want that. He said next episode, Brodny versus Nitro. Don't miss it.
You don't want that smoke.
Yeah, I don't think you want that. B said, hold on, let me go set this up. All right, listen. Also, what was it?
You go.
Oh, okay. You see what Hendo's wearing? Look at.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, you probably gonna hit that.
Hendo, look, what you got? What you got there, man?
I got that Ring Kings, bruh.
Man, listen. Oh, shout out to Money Making Mitch. I'm gonna read that in 1 second. I appreciate you, Money Making Mitch. That's some Ring Kings gear that you can get right over here at LBHTShow.com/shop. Look at that happy couple over there. All right. Listen, it's a proven fact. If you wear our merch, you get at least 10% cooler. All right.
Thanks.
That's a fact right there. All right. So go over there, check it out. See something that you like, go ahead and support. Just in general, go over to LBHTShow.com. Go over there. And when you go over there, you're going to see a pop-up, right? It's going to ask you for your email address. Sign up for the email address. We're getting ready to do a newsletter. Will G, I have forgot about you. I keep remembering every time I plug this stuff. Will G is helping us design our newsletter. Very informative newsletter. Is going to have a bunch of information in there that you're going to need and want. We're not going to spam you, okay? It won't be spam. It'll be like a weekly or bi-weekly newsletter. Go over there, put your email in there, and it will help us out. Also, we got something coming up August 4th. Let's check this out here. What's going on August 4th? If I can find a video here. Boom. That is the Roundup meet and greet happening on August 4th in Columbia, Maryland at Bus Boys and Poets. You do not want to miss that. Ticket price will include food and beverages, the non-alcoholic kind. If you want the alcoholic kind, we got you covered. There will be a cash bar available. We'll be giving away prizes. All right. We'll be sending you home with a goodie bag. It's going to be a lot of fun, music, all that good stuff. So make sure you get your tickets now. Sales are starting to pick up. It's early. I know you guys are thinking, I got time. Do not wait until the last minute. I cannot stress that enough. All right. So if you're thinking about going, definitely check that out. And go ahead.
And I want to say, listen, he's not lying. Listen, ticket sales are limited. And actually, yesterday, I just had some random people on Facebook hit me up and ask me about it. So these aren't people that we normally interact with, but they are interested in coming. So don't sit back and be that one that's like, yeah, I'm gonna wait till this date or wait till the last minute to get my tickets. They may be gone. So if you plan on coming, get your tickets now.
Yes. Let me read. There's two donations that came in. Salute to you. Let me read Money Making Mitch. He says, question for Brodny. So Jimmy Butler's still not a superstar with 2 final appearances?
No, he's not. He's not a good enough and consistent enough player to be a superstar. It's like Eli Manning, right? Eli Manning, playoffs, amazing. He had 2 flawless playoff runs, 2 Super Bowls. Eli Manning, regular season, kind of trash. So I don't look at Eli Manning as a superstar, and I don't look at Jimmy Butler as a superstar. He's a very, very good player. But I'll tell you what, Mitch, just because I appreciate you coming through and you're subscribed and the Patreon and all that. If he wins a title, If he wins the championship this year, I'll come on here and tell you that Jimmy Butler is a superstar.
So we think he's a star, not a superstar. Do we agree?
Mm-hmm. Yes. He's a higher level star. He just, like you said, he's not consistent enough.
I think that's really our only issue there. I put the Eventbrite link in the chat box. So wherever you're watching, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, there's the link right there. Okay, so go ahead and check that out. Plan accordingly. So look, like Hendo said, right? It's not just our regular people in the chat that are hitting this up. Like there are a lot of people that watch this, that listen to our audio as well. Like you don't see the audio side of things, right? Like who we interact with, but there are a lot of people that are interested, and plus people just like they like, you know, going to functions, right? When we went to look at the place, I didn't even tell you guys this. Me and April went in and looked at the place, and the staff was showing us the room. One of the ladies asked if she could come. She was just like, "Hey, I live right across the street. Can I come to this?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely, absolutely." Yeah, that's what I told her. I said, "I'll send you a link." So, and shout out to Anonymous. Anonymous says, "Wow, Eli Manning comparison. I'm hurt because that was actually a very good comparison."
Thank you. We did get a donation from Zaul as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. He says Carmelo Anthony should retire as a Knick, right? And you know, initially my thought was absolutely not, because he played longer in Denver. He achieved more in Denver. You know, they got to the Western Conference Finals. I don't believe they got out of the second round in New York, but I do think he's recognized more as a Knick than as a Denver Nugget. And I don't really want George Karl to get credit for coaching any other Hall of Famers. So I'm looking for Carmelo Anthony, New York Knick, Hall of Famer. And we should mention him, you know, he had a fantastic career, one of the greatest scorers who's ever lived. And a ton of fun to watch. And that's even going back to Syracuse, where he carried, I mean, look, he had a couple of decent teammates there, McNamara, and then
what's his face?
Luther Head, D Brown.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, but they weren't championship level team. And Carmelo carried them to a title. That was one of the greatest runs in college basketball. You know, and then he came into the league immediately. I gotta tell you though, I love them those like baby blue Denver uniforms they used to wear when Carmelo came in. And you know, he dragged them to the playoffs every year. You know, once they got him some help there, they got to the Western Conference Finals. He went over to New York, and they had a lot of unfortunate injury luck. You know, a lot of those guys got hurt. Carmelo was great in New York, and I think they could have made a run had their team stayed healthy. It didn't happen for him, and then they just didn't know how to rebuild around him. But yeah, Carmelo, one of the greatest ever, and definitely gonna miss seeing him play.
Yeah. No, I agree. And you brought up his college career. I would never forgive Gary Williams for not recruiting Carmelo Anthony. This is after we won the title, by the way, Maryland. Right? It was the year after, I believe, we won the title, and with Juan Dixon and
Lonnie Baxter, Chris Wilcox,
Steve Blake, Chris Wilcox, right? And you know, Carmelo being from Baltimore, I'm like, that's easy. That I mean, that recruits itself, right? Not with Gary Williams, though. Gary Williams got to make everything difficult. How did this kid from Baltimore end up in Syracuse, right? The cold part of New York, to play basketball for a year? I mean,
it's because we got lucky with Juan Dixon, because it goes all the way back to Bob Wade
and Chris Wilcox. Chris Wilcox was supposed to go to North Carolina.
Right, but his grades didn't allow it. But because of Bob Wade and the Dunbar connection and everything, after that, they stopped recruiting in Baltimore heavy.
I know.
And we have so much talent in this area that they let go elsewhere. How do you not get Kevin Durant?
Yep.
Turns out maybe you don't want Kevin Durant.
Michael Beasley.
Michael Beasley.
The way that story ended.
Ty Lawson.
KD wasn't bringing no title to Maryland.
Listen, I have a lot of strong opinions about Gary Williams, and you can hear about them if you want in the Overtime Show. Bring it up in the Overtime Show. I have a lot of strong opinions about Gary Williams. None of them good.
One of them is that despite what they tell you, they did not do it the right way.
Despite what he tells you, not they. What he will tell you. I have no love for Gary Williams.
Not at all.
None at all. All right, it is bonus time. Okay, because how did this show last this long?
We only had like 3 topics.
It's leave time. It's go time. Is what time it is.
So you want to save this? So you want
9:02, my friend.
So, all right, we gotta give him a little bonus time. All right, so what's been added to the Overtime Show, because we were going to talk about it now. What was it? Off-season favorites or who we're looking at in off-season?
Yeah. So the Athletic put together an article of one player to watch in off-season workouts for each team. For Carolina, I know this is going to make Jay happy. They selected Terrace Marshall. It says the Panthers traded away DJ Moore, and they're hoping Marshall, their second-round pick in 2021, can emerge as their top threat. He has plenty of questions to answer and could wind up getting overtaken by DJ Chark and Adam Thielen. And I'll go ahead and add Jonathan Mingo as well. But I do think that's a good pick. I think that's a solid pick. Terrace Marshall played much better last year than he did the year prior. And, you know, he looks like he does have some ability. It's going to be about consistency for him. You know, everybody's kind of hoping he takes that next step. I never really thought that he had like a high level of potential, like he was going to be a number 1 or anything like that. But if he can step up and be a consistent threat in the pass game, that'll be great for Carolina to kind of fill out that wide receiver core. And I'll let you all talk about this one. The pick they made for the Baltimore Ravens, Odell Beckham, after spending last season recovering from a torn ACL, OBJ is back in the NFL on a 1-year, $15.75 million contract. He'll spend the offseason knocking off the rust and trying to prove to the Ravens that he is still a game-changing talent, despite questions around the league about a loss of explosiveness.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, obviously all eyes are going to be on Odell, right? Coming off an injury. Because when he got to the Rams, he looked like the Odell that we all knew, right? Played well there, played well in the playoffs, was playing great in the Super Bowl until he got hurt, and he took all of last season off. So now we're wondering, okay, does he still have it? So we're going to be interested to see, one, is he healthy, right? Does he look slower, or does it look like he's still favoring anything? Which I think he's long past that now. I think he's fine. And then we're going to see not just is he healthy and is he looking like old Odell, does he have that chemistry with Lamar? So yeah, that is going to be that's going to be the biggest thing to watch, in my opinion, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, listen, biggest question is, can he stay healthy? Because the past 5 seasons, he has not been as healthy as he could be. But the one thing I think that they pointed out that a lot of people are missing is, yes, has he lost some speed? Of course he has. He's not the same player that came out of LSU, but he is a veteran, and speed does not always get you open. It's how you set up your routes. His catch radius is ridiculous because he has extremely large hands, and he can just go over top of people. But he can. So a lot of times, you know, just like with Anquan Bolden, I'm not saying he's Anquan Bolden, but Anquan Bolden can separate from anybody. But he knew how to shield people away from the ball and catch it. So if he builds the chemistry with Lamar, and I don't think with Bateman and Zay Flowers he doesn't have to be the number 1 that we projected him to be. I like to look at this Ravens offense kind of like the old Atlanta Hawks. They didn't have a superstar. They had Josh Smith, who was their best player, but they had so many role players around, teams didn't know who to guard. That's why they won so many games in the regular season, because there was nobody to focus on. I think if the Ravens do their passing scheme the right way, teams cannot focus on one person or one part. That way, everyone will be successful. Because I hope and pray Odell can get 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. I don't see it happening. But if he can get around 800, 900, 7 touchdowns, and Flowers, Andrews, likely, even Aguilar, if they do their part, this passing game will get us to where we want to go.
Stop talking about that man like he an afterthought.
I keep forgetting about him, bro.
Salute to Money Making Mitch for a donation. Says, great show, fellas. Finally get to catch an overtime show. Let's go. Hey, salute to you. That's all right. All right. We'll read a couple of comments and we'll start that overtime show because we are getting dangerously close to 2 hours. Zaul said Melo's game took him to great heights, and the transition period was tougher for him than LeBron, but he kept himself ready and always trying to improve. New York Knicks 7-3 to the dome. Yes, indeed. Will G says, I literally take the Carmelo build stats when I build my forward in NBA 2K.
Listen, Will, same.
Melo was absolute dominant with the ball. Agreed. Will G says, one-on-one versus OBJ with no safety help equals risky every time. Backpedaling wrong, one misstep or turn hips too soon, hand smack, cut gone. Yes. Look, do we think he lost some speed? Yeah, but how much speed? I don't know. Some people are just naturally fast, and they're just naturally fast even when they get older. They may get lost.
Daryl Green,
right? And OBJ, he ran track, and I think he just knows how to move. He knows how to run. He knows how to move, and that lost step won't be that apparent in my opinion, right? I think he's still going to. I mean, just because he knows how to run routes, he knows how to run. He's still going to get open, and you're not going to really notice that he's slowed down.
Yeah, and
Deshaun Jackson's another one. You're right, Nigel. Deshaun Jackson.
And I think that Odell, he was a fast guy, but I think he kind of reminds me of Chris Carter, and that he doesn't ever really look like he's moving full speed anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not going all out. He stays in control, and that's why he's able to set like Hendo said, to set up his route so well and get defenders out of position. Like it's harder to do that when you're moving super fast.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, we're gonna wrap it up there because E says it's time to go. He said, I can't believe you guys are still here. I feel you. All right. Hendo, thank you for hanging out with us. You hanging out with us for the overtime show?
I'll be in there, but thank you for having me.
Hey, always, man. You're always welcome. You already know that. All right. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us. I know it's a slow period of sports, but as you guys know, we come with something to talk about. It got very spirited. We might just bring up some more LeBron talk, man. You guys get real passionate about LeBron. even you non-NBA fans, man, you get real passionate about defending your hero Michael Jordan. I want to know for everybody, for the younger fans, what does Michael Jordan mean to you? Because if you've never seen him play, right? Like I know your dad probably told you how great he was, right? Rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you defend him like he's your hero? He's not your hero. He's our hero.
Right.
And I'll tell you one thing too, man. If Michael Jordan was playing when Twitter was around, y'all would hate him.
Yeah. You think he was a despicable person.
But listen, shameless plug. Speaking of heroes, make sure y'all check out my video that I just did on Ed Reed.
Man, yeah, he was cutting up them hurricane highlights for.
Listen, that video hurt me to my core. I had to keep doing University of Miami stuff. It hurt me so bad.
Ray Lewis up next.
No, he's not.
Y'all let him know.
I can't do it.
Oh, you want Ray next?
I can't do it twice, bro. We get one University of Miami. I can't do it twice.
And listen to Danny. There's still 50 people in here. There's some people over there on Facebook and Twitch too. Hit that like button on your way out the door. And if you're new, if you forgot to hit the subscribe button, it's all good. We forgive you. Hit the subscribe button right now, real quick. And if you forgot, okay, LBHTShow.com. Go over there. As soon as you see that green pop up, put your email address in there. All right. That's going to be a way for us in the future to give you updates. Anything that's going on, schedule for shows, not just our show, Rogue Pod, Sip to Tally Films. You saw Coach Evans in here. You guys know that every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, we do the Ravens Roundup. We'll send you out reminders, things like that. Again, we won't be spamming you. It'll be like a once a week thing. Just so you guys are on the same page, because I know when we say follow here, it's a lot we're throwing at you. Everything will be there in that newsletter. All right. So go over there, LBHTShow.com. Go ahead and plug your email in there, and we really appreciate it. All right. Okay. B, are you ready?
I am ready.
He is ready. Thank you so much. This was fun. Y'all have a great night. Patrons, get ready. Overtime show will be starting in a couple minutes, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.